Check this out, guys. I'm gonna be a part.
Now, there you go. I gotta wait till it's my turn.
Looking at images of
Baby, it is that time, and that is in the way. What's that, baby? That's in the way too. Get that off.
looking at images.
Get that off the stage. There we go. A lot of stuff going on. What's up, people? How y'all doing? Welcome back to the Tim Black Show. My name is Tim Black. We are in the house. The mics are hot. So is the energy, right? So is that damn sun in Chicago. So is the heat in the kitchen. For some people that were in Chicago, John, so give it up for my people out there on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. How y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling? Everybody all right? Thank you, Buck, for doing the moderating. I got my moderator, Buck Bewley, in the house. What's up, Buck? Fun times, baby. Fun times, fun times. I got a lot packed into the show tonight. Today, launched the DNC convention there in Chicago. It's going to go on until Thursday. So it's breaking down today. But, you know, right now, I think Biden's probably speaking. I don't know. I know there are, a lot of speakers for today. And I got a couple clips for that because we want to cover that. I'm going to cover the highlight points of the DNC convention for you this week because that's what we do. So if you're new to the channel, this is a political channel. U.S. politics, breaking news, Black culture. Hence the title of today's show is Strictly Business, because I title all my shows with an 80s or 90s hip-hop reference, maybe even the 2000s sometime. Because hip-hop is the voice of the people, you know what I'm saying? Plus, I grew up on it. Gen X in the house, Gen X in the house. All right, guys, so we're going to cover DNC convention stuff, some stuff that's happening with Kamala Harris, and some different critiques on that. And I saw a couple clips out there I thought were interesting. We want to jump on that, have that conversation. But I would be remiss if I started this show any other way than to talk about my brother and your brother, none other than Roland Martin. Roland Martin, not a friend of the show. Roland Martin faced some criticism, right? He faced some criticism. He faced live and in person a critic and someone he had called out. So this did not go well for Roland Martin. I want to show you what happened. Then we're going to talk about it. I got a couple clips. Here is Roland Martin. I wonder which one this is. This is Roland Martin at the, it's some type of church there in Chicago where the DNC convention is. This happened yesterday. Activist, organizer, damn good dude, Jamal Green, who I met in Ohio when we were both out there supporting Senator Nina Turner. So, like, I had an opportunity to meet Jamal in person. Solid dude, really about the people, not a hack, okay? Really important. So, shook his hand, talked, met his lady. He met my people, I had my son, my wife. We were all there supporting Nina Turner in her campaign. So that's offline stuff. That's face-to-face, you meet people. And it's a different energy when you meet people face-to-face, obviously. But here he is. He's gonna confront Roland Martin at a public place in front of hundreds of people. Nothing shady about it. Check it out.
Yeah, give me 1 second. No, ain't no. I gave you enough. I gave you enough pictures. Yesterday, you tweeted about me. You tweeted and called me dumb yesterday. You called me dumb yesterday.
Okay, one more time, fam. One more time.
Yeah, give me 1 second. No, ain't no. I gave you enough. I gave you enough pictures. Yesterday, you tweeted about me. You tweeted and called me dumb yesterday. You called me dumb yesterday.
Now, I got another clip here. It's a slightly different vantage point with Jamal confronting Roland Martin for comments that Roland Martin made, not only on his show, not only on Twitter, but also on his show as well, directly at Jamal Green. So that's important to note. This is in response, Jamal's responding to Roland Martin, calling him out on Twitter, but also calling him out, putting his likeness on the show, and going on a rant about Jamal Green. So here goes the other vantage point.
What you got to say right now? Say what you got to say. Say what you got to say right now. Say what you got to say.
If you look at this picture, it looks like Roland Martin looks like a deer caught in headlights. A deer caught in the headlights being forced to stand on his own business, right? So that's why I was like wondering, what am I going to call this show tonight? I'm going to call it Strictly Business After EPMD, but I also was like, I want to put stand on business. Okay, stand on your business, stand on your square, 10 toes down. Had that same energy that you had when you was talking mess on Twitter. Had that same energy that you had when you was doing your show and you was lighting a brother up, okay? But before I get into my commentary about it, Jamal Green, he put out a video where he explains what happened so people don't have to try to, put their own sauce on it. This is his version of events. Check out Jamal Green here.
To know the real narrative and the facts. Number one, Roland Martin is the aggressor here. He came after me publicly. He was paid to do so. I was on Twitter talking about how we need to be critical of these campaigns and make sure that we get policies so that when whoever become president, they don't forget about us. Roland Martin called me stupid, dumb, an idiot, and a fool on his show. I never tweeted at Roland Martin. I never talked about Roland Martin at all. He came to my Twitter page quoting my tweets to call me stupid. And then he did a show about me and he called me a fool. Now, what I did was I went to an event that he was at today and I went to ask for a conversation. My arms was folded. I was not being aggressive. And he kept pushing it off, kept trying to leave and not have a conversation with me. And you saw what happened on this video. This, guys, we cannot stand for. We cannot stand for voices to continue to be stumped on because they don't agree with you. I don't have to agree with Roland Martin to be smart. I can have my own views. I'm a grown man. And there's no reason why this man twice his age should be publicly calling me stupid, dumb, and a fool. But when I approach him in public, he has nothing to say to me. You got to do better. And we got to do better to stop supporting these guys who are disrespecting the voices who are doing the actual work.
All right. All right. So you heard his side of the events, man. And give it up for that. I'd like to say a couple things about this because, yeah, I've had my own issues with Roland Martin. And I want you to know this comes from a position of somebody who used to think, wow, there goes Roland Martin. See, maybe unlike this young man here, when I was growing up, Roland Martin was like the guy that you saw and you were like, wow, man, this guy's really excelled. He's really up there speaking truth to power for black folks. There was a handful of black folks that were in media that you could look to like this. There was Tavis Smiley. There was Roland Martin. There was a brother, I think his name was Bradley, a brother on BT. There were a couple brothers, a couple shows, entities and shows that really spoke to the black experience. And if you're on the outside looking in and you're a young person and you're watching this, you can get the impression that they're speaking on your behalf. Some were, some weren't. Those who were, like Tavis Smiley, had a price to pay. See, when you're speaking strongly for black people, not for yourself, you're going to have a price to pay because that's how the system works. But at the time, I had no idea that that's how the system worked. You know, you got this idea that everybody's professional, people do their job, they do their jobs to the best of their ability, and everybody's on business. Fast forward like 15 years later, 20 years later or so, I learned that Roland Martin, he ain't the guy you think he is. He's a shield for the Democratic Party. I'm not the only one that feels that way. I'm not the, all of us in independent media, particularly new black media, is what we're called, where we're not adhering to the old policies of put as much money in your pocket as possible and blow with the wind and try to extract and pretend to be the go-between between the political structure of the Democratic Party and the people. See, there's a certain class of black journalists who extract money from the establishment by portraying themselves to be the ones that could get the black people in line. They can get the black people to do what they say. They can corral black people to the polls, or they can calm black people down. They can throw some dust on the black folks, the masses of working class black folks, and have them simmer down and turn down the rhetoric, turn down the temperature. That's something that Roland Martin does. Never have I ever heard Roland Martin turn us up on the establishment. It's always, you need to listen to the establishment. You need to fall in line with the establishment. So those are some of my critiques about Roland. And that's enough of a critique to have. That's a fair representation of how a person can look at Roland, and that would be respectful. But see, Roland never stops there. He doesn't just say, I don't mess with these particular broadcasters because I have a different message. Now, what Roland Martin does is he continuously name calls people. He's got over 1 million viewers. He's got his own app. He's got his own network. Has worked for CNN, TV One, I think the news, another news network. He's been a lot of places, right? He's done a lot of work for a newspaper. I think it was the Chicago Defender. I'm not sure if that's the name of it, but he often touts his resume. Why would a brother that's that successful at what he does, why would he find the need to dump on up-and-coming people in media that are black? Why would he find the need to call us out of our names? Idiot, fool, what's this one, Simple Simon, assholes, dumbasses. And he talks this way to working class black folks. He does this continuously. He has been doing this for a decade at least. Once Roland fell from his lofty perch, once the white folks got done with Roland, once CNN kicked him to the curb, he came down to fight with us because he felt he was above us. He got his ass handed to him by Dr. Umar Johnson. He had his ass handed to him by the brother that's got the school. What's his name? Say young brother's name. But the bottom line is that Roland Martin is very disrespectful. He's very sarcastic, disrespectful, out of line. He goes above and beyond. And then what does he display? He let a woman stand between him and Jamal Green. Now, I met Jamal. I ain't knocking Jamal. Jamal is a grown man, but him and Roland about the same size. Come on. If I rode up on Roland, I'm 6 foot even, 250. Roland, I can see him being intimidated by my size. Okay, because I'm a much bigger guy than Roland. Roland's a short, pudgy old dude, okay? All right, but Jamal, he about 5'9", 5'8", thin frame. You saw him, good shape, but he a small dude. There is no reason for Roland to be running behind of a black woman in between him just because a man is talking to him. Jamal Green didn't put hands on Roland. Jamal Green didn't threaten him. He said, what was you saying earlier? Look, when we're doing this commentary thing, I can see at times people get hot. People get upset. People say things. I've said things. But there was nothing that I've said during this content that I wouldn't say to the person that I'm talking to. Okay? That's just me. If I was upset and I got out of line, if I met someone like Tariq Nasheed, or if I met brother Jamal Green, if I had a reason to get upset with him about a clip, I would tell him, man, I was heated on that segment. I was very upset with the way you were conducting it or what you did or whatever. Charlamagne, I don't like what you said. So yeah, I said that. We can have a conversation about it. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But see, when you sell wolf tickets, when you call people names, when you dump on people, when you take a shit on people on your bigger platform, and then people roll up on you, you should be able to stand on that. Whatever it is, whether you got a bigger platform or a smaller platform or what have you. My problem with Roland Martin is that there are people that listen to Roland Martin. I would not care about anything that Roland Martin says if I didn't feel like Roland Martin is selling black people out. That's how I legitimately feel about Roland. I don't feel that way about Jamal. I just don't. I don't feel that way about a number of people in the black media space. Black new media, I may disagree with some of them. I'm sure that some of them disagree with me. But I don't feel like they're doing whatever they're doing just for money. I feel like whatever disagreements I had with Phil Scott, I feel like Phil Scott means what he says. He ain't doing it just for money. I feel the sense that if we disagree on policy or strategy, it's coming from a good place. I don't feel that with Roland. Okay? I don't feel that when he is caping for the Democratic Party, when he is corralling black folks, and when black folks are defending him. There were people defending Roland on Twitter. This video I just played, y'all, they were defending Roland, letting a woman stand between him and a man. They were defending Roland, not standing on business, talking all this shit online, all this shit on his show, about this man particularly. This wasn't even a conversation about philosophical differences, differences of strategy, differences of the way they should address Kamala, for instance. This was personal. Roland went after this man by name. Roland's gone after me by name. People hear me talk about Roland. They don't know Roland's done segments to his much larger audience saying, oh, Tim Black and these other dumb black media people like Tim Black and Tariq Nasheed and the Black Authority and this one and that one. He like naming like 6, 7 entities that could all whip his ass. All of them. I don't even know Black Authority, but I got a feeling he could whip Roland's ass. And for the record, y'all, and I never thought I'd say this. You never had a reason. And I'm going to try to say it not disrespecting the person who told me this. Years ago, a couple years ago, a woman approached me about a story about her child being murdered. And she told me that she had approached Roland because she wanted Roland to cover the story. Roland wouldn't cover the story. He led her on and led her on and led her on. She said she was so disappointed. She met him in person to try to get him to cover the story. Now, I covered the story, but she said she was so disappointed that that's how Roland rolled. She had no idea that Roland Martin would disrespect her in this way. She wasn't asking him for money. She was asking him to help get the word out about her slain daughter. So, of course, I covered the story. I don't think she's the only one. If it seems to me like Roland covers what gets him more publicity, what gets him more shine, what puts him in better favor with the DNC, what will put more money in his pocket, what ads he can sell, because he is selling ads. That I know for a fact. He is getting paid. When he's talking about those people running on those different candidates, he's getting paid for that. He's picking up coins for what he does. So that's a different thing. That's a whole different category. I'm not here to roast Roland. I want to wake up people that listen to this dude. You know, when Jamal is saying, and I'm not here to speak for him, but when he's saying, hey, I want something for our vote from Kamala, we should not be supporting any candidate. He ain't just talking about Kamala. He would be saying the same thing about Bernie, and he has. He would say the same thing about Biden, and he has. He would say the same thing about any candidate. He would have the same criteria because he's riding for black people regardless of the party. It ain't about the party. It's about the policy, and it's about how it impacts Black America. Particularly Chicago, where he is an activist and an organizer and a member of the community. I don't feel the same way about Roland, man, because I know how he rolls. I've seen how he operates. He gives preferential treatment to the Democratic Party, and he shits on all the Republicans. His allegiance is to the blue. He'll say he's independent, but he's not, because he curries water for the independents. Why the hell would he get Tiffany Henyard, who is arguably one of the most disgusting flim-flam mayors that I'll say in my opinion, I'm not going to say allegedly, I say in my opinion, she's one of the most discredited, pathetic, corrupt mayors that I've ever seen in the last 20 years. She went on Roland Martin's show. He gave her a pass because she's a Democrat. Now, if she would have been a Republican, he would have cleaned her clock, not taken her word for anything. He would have destroyed her. He would have put out clips. This sorry ass, this crazy ass, this loudmouth ass, this dumbass. He didn't do that with Tiffany Henyard. You know, the one that's bankrupted a 90% black town in Illinois? Dalton, Illinois. Those are black citizens. Roland sided with her, a part of the power structure in Dalton. not the people, not the working class people that live in Dalton, that she's been pilfering money from the budget, from their money. That's their taxpayer money for their town. So I peeped Roland Martin's game a while ago. Once again, political differences, that's fine. There's a lot of people I differ with politically. But I don't feel like Roland is in it for the reasons he portrays. And it's a shame that there are so many black people that listen to this guy, that think this guy, because he's been propped up by the establishment. First of all, if Roland was really fighting for black people, he would have never been able to work at CNN as long as he did. He would have never been able to work at News One the way he did. These other entities. If he was really, because you got to rock the boat if you're going to fight for black people. Fighting for black people is dangerous. Fighting for black people gets you, how can I say this? If you're really fighting for black people, we're going to see battle scars. We're going to see you like Tavis Smiley, out of a job. We're going to see you fighting to get, to build your own thing in a way where you are, where the establishment's not helping you. If I see you on MSNBC, I know you ain't fighting for the people because they ain't going to bring you on there. It's sort of like my same argument about these people that are clapping for Tim Walz and Kamala Harris. If they were fighting for black people, they wouldn't be there. Do you understand? They don't promote revolutionaries. They don't promote people who are going to rock the boat. They don't promote people who are going to stand up for black people. And that's what we need. That is what's needed at this time. So look, I support Jamal Green and his ability, his purpose. I don't feel he went there to hurt Roland. If he went there to hurt Roland, he would not have went inside a church and sat through the entire service and then try to talk to him. He would have stayed outside, Johnson, and waited for Roland to leave. See, that's how shit goes down. But I got a lot of, if you don't understand how shit works, it would be nice if you be quiet. If somebody wants to do something to you, the last thing they're going to do is go in front of hundreds of people to confront you with a camera running. No, they would wait till you came outside and tuned your ass up, punk. Roland, keep people's name out your mouth if you ain't about that business. What I just said to you, what I'm saying on this video, I'd say to you and 50 Negroes that look just like you. Because I'm serious about mine. I'm seriously trying to help black people get free. I only do political content, Goofy, because we need something for our vote. And you are a direct antagonist to that happening. You are a direct obstacle to black people getting something for their vote. You want to get black people to tone it down. You want us to fall in line. You don't want us to use our leverage. The only thing you want us to use our leverage for is to help you make more money on your ads. The only time you talk about leveraging is you putting money in your pocket. You'll do 5 segments on why you didn't get more ad revenue. But you won't do 5 segments on why the Biden administration or the Obama administration didn't do more for black people. Instead, you'll do segments on defending them and call us simple Simons for even suggesting that we deserve something from a party that we've been voting for religiously for 60 years. So, hey guys, I'm not here to promote violence, but to me, Jamal wasn't being violent, he was being real. And if you're gonna say something, to a grown ass man, had the courage, man, had the ethics to be able to say that to his face. And also, if you're wrong, had the courage to apologize or to have the courage and the balls to say, hey, you're right, I shouldn't have said that the way I said it. He ain't the only one. I confronted Dr. Jason Johnson in 2020, same thing. 2019, same thing. He did the same thing, act all surprised. Oh my God, oh God. With his pink blazer on. pink checkerboard blazer, holding court, running down progressives in front of a bunch of white people, picking up buttermilk biscuits. Well, it is what it is. I kind of left that side of I kind of left that side away. Anyway, you live and you learn. You grow, I grow. I grew a little bit. I realized, yeah, we can have health care. That'd be great. Medicare for all would be great, but we're gonna need some money to go with that health care. So I had to adjust. Roland Martin has not adjusted. How you gonna be in business 30 years and not adjust? All right, guys. That's it. Give it up for Jamal Green for confronting Roland. It was very cathartic to see someone confront Roland, to see Roland rolling out when it's time to stand on it. And all you had to do was hold a conversation. I don't know what you're running from. You know what? I saw Jim Clyburn, last thing. I saw Jim Clyburn show more heart than you, and Jim Clyburn, 80 years old. At least he would speak back. He'll talk back like, yo, what's up? Why y'all messing with me? Why y'all effing with me? I remember that. How many people remember when Jim Clyburn got tired of people confronting him about reparations? He just stopped in his tracks and said, why y'all messing with me? Why y'all keep effing with me? What is it? Not Roland, what, who? All right. Yeah, man. Hey, look, there's always a line you should not cross unless you about that, okay? That's it. That's the line. Maybe you thought Jamal was going to do something to you. Jamal ain't trying to go to jail behind your ass. Yo, punk ass. Bleep. Better sit down, folks. All right, next story, man. The DNC started their convention today, and how this is going to work is I'm going to have to really talk about DNC convention operations and what happenings that are noteworthy, because I ain't going to, a lot of the stuff that they talking about, you don't want to sit through it. But what I'm going to do is the next day, I'm going to cover the highlights of the previous day that I feel are worth your time. And I'm not going to bore you with stuff that I don't feel is worth your time. I'm going to try to be discerning and not bring you everything, because they talk. I mean, that thing is hours. I can't sit through the entire. I'm going to cherry pick what I think is relevant. Okay, so one of the things about the DNC convention that I saw that really sat with me the wrong way, folks, is that they're using us. Kamala Harris is nothing but an opportunity for the DNC to take another bite at the apple of blackness.
And for Black women, this moment has been a long time coming. Vice President Kamala Harris's path to becoming the Democratic nominee for President of the United States has been paved by the leadership, sacrifice, faith, and patriotism of generations of Black women. Black women like Dr. Dorothy Irene Height, Diane Nash, Ella Baker, Amelia Boynton Robinson, Barbara Jordan, Shirley Chisholm, and Reverend Willie Barrow. Women whose optimism about what America could be and their fight to make that vision.
Y'all really think that has Kamala Harris really done anything that would put her in line with Ella Baker, Shirley Chisholm? These women spoke directly to the issues concerning Black people. I sat through Kamala Harris' entire speech, the one she just gave where she was rolling out her agenda for economic agenda, her, economic opportunity agenda, whatever. And you know what I noticed that speech was missing? The word Black. Her entire speech, 40 minutes, 45 minutes, the word Black was never mentioned. Neither was African American. But this woman right now is putting Kamala Harris with women that speeches would be littered with the word Black American. This is shameful. This is what you get with a Kamala Harris on the top of a ticket. All symbolism. They don't care if there is no there. As long as she is. And they can say, she would remind me of me. No, she don't. No, she don't. Don't come. Don't come. It gets worse.
Redefined the leadership role that Black women could play in moving our nation forward. As president, Kamala Harris will lead with power, brilliance, and strength from the highest office in the land.
We resist those attacks collectively, and we will stand together.
Do we believe in freedom?
Support human rights. We believe in that. Support self-determination. We're built on that.
Stronger together is not just a lesson from our history.
The institutions of this country belong to all of the people who inhabit it.
Jesse Jackson took to the stage at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago, knowing the uphill battle he would face in composing the score of a harmonious nation.
Reverend Jackson started out very young. He opened the door, and he continues to do that even now, that all of us have a responsibility for other generations to come behind us.
Jesse Jackson's candidacy in 1984 helped to pave the way for Barack Obama's presidency in 2008. His 1988 candidacy helped to reshape the Democratic National Committee. His candidacy was before its time.
Fueled by passion and determination and marching to their own beat, our civil rights leaders laid the groundwork for lasting change, dreaming of a country where equality and justice inspired the next generation.
We need the energy of our young people. We need the wisdom of our elders. We all can be proud to say that we are truly a leading democracy, and we respect people's ability to exist.
America is not like a blanket, one piece of unbroken cloth, the same color, the same texture, the same size. America is more like a quilt, many patches, many pieces, many colors, many sizes.
Standing on the shoulders of giants.
Standing on the backs and the pains and the tears of Black Americans. As if this Democratic Party is somehow absolved from its participation in our captivity in this country. As if they are free of guilt when it comes to the class warfare and the racial warfare or the racial wealth gap. They're not. It's like so many of us, it's like we want to believe that the Democratic Party is some type of oasis. And it's not. It's that type of oasis that you see when you're in the desert. You ever seen these shows? You're in the desert and you start hallucinating and you see an oasis and it just be sand, but I forget what it's called, but you just so damn stupefied because you dying of thirst that you just seeing things. Mirage, that's it. You start seeing a mirage. The Democratic Party is a mirage. This idea of the Democratic Party, it's a mirage. It's bullshit. You got to tell yourself that in order for you to function, it seems. But until we accept the reality that this is all smoke and mirrors, we'll never fix it. I'm watching this and I'm thinking, we really got to fix this idea that some of us have, where they believe that only Republicans are sellouts. Yes, Tim Scott, I believe Tim Scott is a sellout. Byron Donalds, sellout. Guess who else? Hakeem Jeffries. Jim Clyburn, Maxine Waters, Kamala Harris. All of them sellouts too. Just a different team. They all playing in the same league, man. What don't you get at this point? What's gotta happen for you to accept that? Well, we gotta choose somebody. You can choose a third party. You can help create new parties. We're gonna just keep going. We're gonna just keep doing this, huh? We're just gonna keep doing it. The one that won't say the N-word, we're just gonna keep just.
Kamala Harris is the candidate who encompasses the brilliance, determination, analysis, and the action to carry the torch.
What folks, what brilliance? What analysis? What action? What are you talking about? All right, guys, I can't do it. I can't do much more of that. What we will do is we will jump to this. So Kamala, her reception was more than just outside the arena. We got people protesting. We got Palestinian protests. We got abortion protests. What I could not find footage of that I know exists is we got Black Americans protesting the influx of immigrants, the resource allocation. We got Black folks in Chicago fighting for resources, waiting on resources, and we got immigrants coming in and jumping line. There were protests about that they don't want to cover. The DNC told the Chicago police they really don't want to deal with the protesters. They want to give the facade that there aren't protesters outside who are pissed about what's going on in Gaza and what's going on with the Democratic Party relationship to that. Inside, this went down. There's no sound because, you know, they got to play the Beyonce song. And, well, just this intro, I can't play it because I had to turn the sound down. But they're all clapping because here goes Kamala announcing the day's festivities or kicking off the convention. And she is so brilliant and amazing, dynamic, a regular Ella Baker, Fannie Lou Hamer herself. Yeah.
To be with everyone this evening in this hall and everyone at home. This is going to be a great week. And I want to kick us off by celebrating our incredible President Joe Biden, who will be speaking later tonight. Joe, thank you for your historic leadership, for your lifetime of service to our nation, and for all you will continue to do. We are forever grateful to you.
For all he will continue to do? What are you talking about? It's a wrap. You mean go to the bathroom 4 times a night? I didn't know we were clapping for that.
Thank you, Joe. And looking out at everyone tonight, I see the beauty of our great nation. People from every corner of our country and every walk of life are here, united by our shared vision for the future of our country. And this November, we will come together and declare with one voice, as one people, we are moving forward.
Towards what? The iceberg, Tim, the iceberg. Hark in the distance, speedily approaching an iceberg. You know, man, I said some things. Enough. We can't do it. You know, I said some things about Andrew Scholes. Well, Andrew Scholes is a comedian that is a friend of Charlemagne the God. I know people hate when I say that, but if I say his another name, you won't know what I'm talking about. So I've been critical because I feel like, with Charlemagne, he could have. It's all types of brothers doing comedy in South Carolina that could have used an opportunity to be launched by the Breakfast Club and by the basically, I feel, the lead of the Breakfast Club. Like, there's a lot of comedians, man. Like, I can't think of names right now. I'm not from South Carolina, but there's brothers in the South that needed that leg up. But anyway, but I gotta admit, man, there's some things that Andrew Scholes recently said in a segment by Charlemagne or from the Brilliant Idiots podcast. Well, I have to say, Scholes, he spoke truth to power. Check this out.
Democrat.
Probably about 80 million people.
Right. Man, get the fuck out. Ain't nobody voting for Kamala Harris.
Watch.
What?
By the way, I don't know.
It's been so funny to see everybody jump on the Kamala train immediately. Like, it was unanimously accepted that she was kind of boring, weird, and goofy for fucking, the last 4 years?
Oh, God. Yeah, man. I'm becoming an Andrew Scholes fan now. Jesus. Yeah. Now you sound like everybody else I met. Everyone else I've talked to. Everyone. When I was at my 4th of July celebration with the family up there in near Benning Road, in Northeast, and we was talking. It's about 50 black people, about 20 black men talking, chopping it up. Nobody had nothing good to say about Kamala. None of them. Now, I know that's a small sample size, but if we did a poll about the 10 black family and friends, Kamala's looking bad. There wasn't that many Trump supporters, but there were more Trump supporters than Kamala supporters, at least from the men. Andrew Scholes is right. Until 2 weeks ago, or maybe 3 weeks ago at this point, Kamala was the laughingstock of vice presidents, and nobody was defending her. No one was. People were saying that Joe Biden picking Kamala was the worst decision of his presidency. And he done a lot of questionable shit, pulling out of Afghanistan, all crazy and shit. Come on, everybody, run! Run, y'all! Leave the guns, leave the guns. Like, people like, what the hell? Like, giving Ukraine money, making it rain on Zelensky, and Zelensky showing up like Ralph with Mr. Jefferson just looking for money every week, showing up with a hat, a bag, a sack, looking for money, and here go Biden just dumping it in. That enough? I'm gonna help you out. Go get him. Funding a genocide, and guys, it's a genocide. What's going on in Gaza? It just is. There is no army uniform for civilians. When you bomb hospitals, when you shoot journalists on purpose, when you shoot medics on purpose. Yeah, I know we got a lot of other shit going on, but let's just be clear what's going on there, okay? I ain't saying you got to enlist. I ain't saying you got to protest, the DNC convention, but I am saying you got to call it what it is, man. They're killing babies, yo. And now, I don't know, 100,000 people on the verge of starving, and some people have starved to death because they cut off food supplies. You know what I'm saying? So, and Scholes is saying, no, the word is that Kamala, they were saying on the backdrop of all of that, they were saying that, no, those things weren't the worst decision Biden ever made. Picking her was. Trump famously said he said that picking Kamala was Biden's best decision because she is so horrible, they can never get rid of him as long as she was the vice president, because then they'd be stuck with Kamala. Guess Trump got that one wrong, didn't he? I think Shows has more to say. Shows, what's up, man?
Maybe even before that, she got lobotomized by Tulsi Gabbard in the debate. Everybody said the exact thing.
One bad bar.
Like, there's a million different things. Everybody was talking about her actual record, the fact that she's keeping these people in jail with the drug.
Not true, though.
But whatever, that was still the conversation.
That is true. She did keep, there was a court injunction. Charlamagne, you boy. See what I'm saying, man? Charlamagne, you're a liar. There you go. You're a liar. And if I saw you in person, I would say, you're lying about Kamala. Kamala, there was a court injunction. There was a court ruling that she ignored. They had to take the state to court to get her to release prisoners. That's not a lie. That's a fact.
That was the narrative. I got
the narrative, like, and then as second she becomes the nominee, everything was forgotten, immediate amnesia. You always talk about how like Republicans get in line. Democrats get in line, bro.
But that,
just yes. Who should I follow? Yes. Whatever you say, Daddy.
But that's why it was good for President Biden to step down.
Right.
Look at it. That's good. That's why it was good for him to step down. So that way we could get Kamala. So basically, what Charlamagne's argument is, yeah, she did all that horrible shit, but once she stepped down, now we got Kamala, and we can all pretend none of that happened. No, the point, Charlamagne, is that who wants that? Who wants that person? Like, who wants a person that would keep people in jail and you got to take them to court to release them? Yeah. There was a guy named True Love. I know you heard about this. There's a guy, a young black man, who Kamala laughed at when she sentenced him to 50 years. Turns out DNA exonerated him of the crime. He got out like 5 years later. She never apologized. But I got to keep hearing people talk about Trump writing a letter. Not in power. Not in power. He didn't put anybody in jail. He wrote a letter about the Central Park 5 after the NYPD said these kids confessed to the crime. Then he wrote a letter. Like, no one knew the NYPD coerced them. Now we know because we saw the video, we saw the movie, and now we know because there's been books written, right? But at the time, people really thought those kids did it. I think Trump should apologize. I think he was wrong. That was some bullshit. I never would have wrote that damn letter, right? But, a lot of white people believe the cops. They always have. That's the problem, right? They always believe that cop, that Negro was resisting arrest. That's been a running lie. It's been told over and over and over again in America. But my thing is, people had no problems holding Trump accountable for a letter he wrote back in the 80s, but they don't hold Kamala accountable for shit she did in the late 90s and the 2000s. I'm trying to understand, as a private citizen, as an attorney general, or as a special prosecutor, somebody's elected. Somebody has power. Someone could actually dictate. Somebody else is just some wacky motherfucker that's writing from on their home, on their Macintosh, and sending it to the paper to print an opinion piece. We don't know that those are two different things. I'm not saying you exonerate Trump, but are we really going to be intellectually honest and not admit that those are two different things? See, that's the problem I have, man. And see, that's why what I'm saying now, if I was talking to Charlamagne, I say the same shit because I feel strongly about it, because I can stand on it. But see, when Roland talks shit, he's just talking. It's nothing to stand on. Okay? I disagree with Charlamagne's position on this. Okay, I'm not calling him dumb and an idiot and an asshole and a dumb asshole. No, this is about his stance on an issue. So when you go after a man personally on his manhood, you attack his character. Well, you should be able to stand on that if that's how far you want to go. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah. And look, guys, at the end of the day, even with all that shit that Kamala has done, if Kamala had a black agenda, I would consider it because that's my job. If Kamala had an agenda for the working class, not this bullshit about, I'm going to give everybody $25,000 who wants to be a first-time generation house buyer or whatever the hell. Sounds to me like just another way to widen the racial wealth gap. To me, that's what it sounds like. Because what's been happening is everybody moving up and white people move up faster. And the gap just keeps growing and growing. And see, you can't say you're advocating for black people when it's what some of these people are hanging their hat on, having people send money to donate to their network for, but never addressing that. And always pointing over at Republicans when we bring up issues like this. And then shaming us when we bring it up. And I'm trying to tell you guys, you better stand on business. But I appreciate shows trying to toss some sense into Charlamagne. And I appreciate them publishing this. Because as critical as I am of Charlamagne's position on this, they ain't have to publish it. He could have been like, nah, man, don't put that one out. Nah, don't do that. But he put it out. It's out for a reason. And being a person in media, one decision media people have, and it's the most important decision that there is, they decide what they publish. When you are independent, you decide what you publish. So I respect that part of it. Because if he really didn't have to put it out, but he did. You think Roland Martin would have put out a video of him getting owned by Jamal Green? Hell no. You never would have saw that if Roland's people had shot that video. You never would have saw it. You only saw it because somebody else shot it. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. What else we got? Oh, we got Rachel Maddow talking about the DNC convention. Check this out, y'all.
Governor Tim Walz, the Democratic vice presidential nominee, technically soon to be, along with his wife, Gwen. He is sitting one seat over from the second gentleman, Doug Emhoff. We also saw Governor Walz and his wife and their kids. Gus and Hope are with them. I think Jacob Soboroff is like trying to nose in over there. Jacob, can we go to you?
Rachel, I'm close enough. Governor, we're live on MSNBC. How you feeling, sir?
We're excited. It's a pretty important night for Democrats tonight to honor Joe Biden, and I think Gwen and I, the kids, are excited to be here.
Could you ever imagine a night like this, to be here and to be with the second gentleman, to be with your wife, and to be potentially on the verge of becoming the next vice president of the United States?
I don't know. Doesn't every public school teacher imagine being here? No. It's a privilege. It's an honor, and I can tell you this ticket, feeling that energy, just a privilege.
I got to say, man, Tim is good on his feet. I mean, I'm not just saying that because my name's Tim. But we are particularly good on our feet. Tim Reed, Tim Conway, Tim Walz, Tim Black.
I'll leave you alone, but you were in Aliquippa, Pennsylvania over the weekend. You feel like you guys are going to take Pennsylvania?
Absolutely. I said the energy out there and to be with those high school kids, to see what that means, exciting.
Governor, thank you very much. Nice to talk to you. Nice to see you as well. Rachel, I think I pulled a muscle trying to do that, but we made it happen.
Well done, Jacob. And by the way, we just got a call from all of the restaurants that still have sneeze guards on their salad bars, and you're barred from all of them. Thank you, Jacob. Well done. Well done. Yeah, he was right over the sneeze guard there. That was so inappropriate and so excellent.
Did you see the staff coming? The staff realized he was live on MSNBC, and it was a train of people coming down to say, hey, how did you get here?
Yes, when you busted out laughing, did we get bunny ears
from
Gus?
both of his kids?
Yeah. Wow. Most relatable.
Yeah, I mean,
most relatable. Guys, see this is where things go too far. Tim Walz is a guy who can talk. I got no problems with that, man. We talk for a living up here. That's what we do. People with microphones, how many people talk? Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I mean, a lot of people can talk. What's that got to do with anything? And I know, Buck said I kicked the hornet's nest. I'm going to keep on kicking the damn hornet's nest. First of all, vice presidents, they don't do shit. You don't get to say all of a sudden vice presidents are amazing and they do all this great stuff when you just got through telling me not to judge Kamala because she didn't do shit as vice president. So you don't get to switch it up now that you got your guy. You like this guy because he did some stuff in Minnesota that you like. You don't get to now pretend that means something when it comes to this ticket. Nah, Mike Pence, he didn't set the world on fire. I mean, this guy, did he run? He ran for president. No one voted for him. So I think vice presidents, very few vice presidents go on to do much. The only reason why Kamala's doing something, if Kamala was a white woman, I don't think she would be the nominee, the potential presumptive nominee of the Democratic Party. I don't think she would be. I think that's part of the reason why she is. You couldn't play all that sappy ass shit, all that propaganda stuff if she was white, could you? You couldn't do all this, oh, we're moving forward and you wouldn't even be able to use that shit. Wouldn't have been able to use that whole montage of suffering black people. And let's face it, a lot of black people would not be interested in this election. There are a lot of people that don't know who Kamala is, even though she is brown skin. So it is what it is. But yeah, I'm going to keep saying it. Just because I will admit, Tim Walz, he's good on his feet. But to me, he's so over the top, obviously doing a Tim Allen routine, obviously doing some type of shtick that it gets creepy for me. That's just my personal opinion. It's like he's always on this thing, and it just don't work for me. But be that as it may, where's the policy? We saw the policies. Let's make it a policy argument. I would be holding anyone accountable. I would be pushing back on any candidate from the Democratic Party because they lie to black people every election. They just found a novel way to do it this time. This time they're doing it with a black woman, which is like a cheat code because black women are the number one supporter of the Democrats. The most reliable group of voters are black women. But then come black men. Black men are more reliable voters for the Democrats than white women. You wouldn't know that by all the shaming we get from all these Democratic operatives. Somehow they think that's going to work too. They think having Democratic operatives come out and shame black men is going to make black men vote for Kamala Harris. I think it's going to have the opposite effect. That's what I believe, Johnson. That's what I believe. So, yeah. I got to make one correction. Last night I said that the black community only gets 2% of SBA loans. And it turns out that number has grown from 2 to 7. Don't get me wrong, that's still low as shit. But it grew from 2 to 7 in the last 5 years. So, now remember, we're 14% of the population. So we're twice as likely not to get SBA loans compared to anybody else. But, okay. Hey, 7's better than 2. Like I said, the goal should be 15. Really, it should be more, right? Because we're black and we face more discrimination. But I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. Vivek Ramaswamy says it ain't so. Ron DeSantis says it ain't so. So how could I be telling the truth? Just been black all my life, that's all. That doesn't matter. Anyway, that's all I got, guys. So tomorrow, we'll come back. We'll have Joe Biden's speech. I gotta see what Joe's got to say, fam. I don't expect him to talk very long, but if he drops any dimes, like even the smallest amount of truth, man, I can't wait to see it. I'm there for that. I'm there for that. All right, guys. What's up, people? How y'all doing? Black Mamba, once again, tuned into the show. Thank you for the sticker, Black Mamba. I appreciate you. Yeah. Is that all we have? That is all we have. Oh, I saw this clip. Folks, I need to validate this. Maybe y'all can help me out. I saw this clip on, I think it was TikTok. It could have been Twitter, X. Is this accurate? Is there a gang problem in Aurora, Colorado? And is this happening in Aurora, Colorado? Check it out.
Yeah, America wasn't ready for the Latin American criminal. Right now, as we're speaking, there are 2 apartment complexes in Aurora, Colorado that have been taken over by Venezuelan gang members, right? To the point where they told the landlord, bro, you come around here, man, we're going to take your life, we're going to take your family's life, right? Landlord's scared. Landlord go to local law enforcement and say, no, we could do about these squatters, because it's squatter laws, bro, right? He says, man, try to contact the FBI. FBI say, hey, my man, that ain't our problem, right? The Department of Homeland Security said, that ain't our problem, bro. The landlord is just like, yo, what the hell is going on? What do I do? Bro, these dudes are collecting rent on behalf of the landlord in the building. And every single time somebody moves out of one of the apartments, they're bringing in more Venezuelan migrants into it. Talking about they're patrolling the building with guns. Like, what? In America? No way. That shit sounds like something out of a movie, bro. No freaking way that's happening right now. Imagine being that landlord, bro. He probably calling the bank like, hey, yo, yeah, man, the Venezuelan migrants got your mortgage payment. It was the Venezuela who? You owe us that money. You better pay up, bro. There's nothing he could do about it either, man. Because if he try to do something about it, he gonna get locked up. yo, I'm sorry. A lot of y'all don't like this, man. But if you're still convinced that the USA don't need a motherfucker like Trump, you gotta be fucking crazy, man. Trump is the only one that's gonna be aggressive enough, man. So come up here and be like, all right, everybody get the fuck out, man. Kicking doors down and shit. Sending everybody over there, man. Deporting everybody. At this point, man, it's needed. Whether you like Trump or not, whether you're a Democrat, it don't matter what you are, man. Shit is getting fucking bad, man. And if you think it's not gonna affect you, just give it enough time. Give it enough time, man, because it's only starting.
Yeah, I can't confirm or deny this, man, but I know. I'm sorry about the language, but I didn't realize he went ham. But please, somebody tell me if this was true or not. Send an email to tim@timblacktv.com. I want to follow up on this story. Is there not, or is there a apartment complex in Aurora, Colorado that's been taken over by Venezuelan gangs that are collecting rent from the inhabitants, and when people run away, they're moving in more Venezuelan illegal immigrants? Like, this sounds like some Latin American shit. Some gang, serious gang. Like, I don't know. Does this take place in America? I don't know. Like, how would you know if you don't live around that area? How would you know, like, this is going on? Like, things could be going on right here all the time. I really don't know. But I ran across this clip and I thought, hey, why not use the platform to find out if it's true? So as of right now, this is alleged. You know what I'm saying? This is alleged. And I guess once we get confirmation or we could discredit it, I'll take that too. Take it for what it's worth. All right. I'm Tim Black, Tim at TimBlackTV.com. We do this every day at 9:30 except Saturdays. Be here, be nowhere. Remember, don't let nobody take your cornbread. Also, I'm not here to change your mind. I'm not telling you what to think. None of that. Who to vote for, none of that. This is my opinion based on the facts. I give you the breaking news, I give you the updates, but you got to make your own mind up about who you want to roll with, how you want to roll. That ain't my job. That's how it's supposed to be. I'm neither Democrat nor Republican. Deuces. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. Yes, Tim, it was reported on our news in Colorado. Bam! Look how quick that is. Damn. I heard about it, and I will check with my media contacts. Goodness gracious. Thank you, Jacqueline. Damn. The Mexican cartel runs the entire northern half of the U.S. based on the 2014 lockup docuseries from prison. I try to, Jared. Tim gives it to both sides. I try to, Johnson. I don't get credit for it when I hit this side, though. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And I gotta admit, Jared, you know what? The Democrats are the ones who get salty because it's like they think they own me because I'm black. Republicans don't trip when I call Trump out for stuff he does because typically it's needed. Like, Trump, stop going at her character. Stop going at her policies. Do the policy thing. Pin her to Biden. That's how she's here. She's here because Biden chose her. If you are picked, if you don't have to go through an election, you got to wear the policies of the person that you were riding with. You can't then say, I'm a totally different person. Well, you were supposed to run in the primary and be chosen like everybody else. If you want to run as your own person, but if you're going to get in by being a running mate of Biden, then y'all a team. You don't get it both ways. And see, that pisses off Democrats. It's just basic logic. But when I call out Trump for stuff, Republicans are pretty much, they don't act crazy. They don't call me names. They don't trip. You know? It is what it is. We have all 6 cartels in America now. Damn. Look, guys, I know most people are filing out. I remember about 8 years ago, I was covering a story about Mexican cartels. It was about, it could have been about one of the major drug lords at the time. He was captured and he escaped. Who was captured and escaped? Okay. And I was covering it, and I swear, I got contacted by some Mexican dudes. They was like, keep his name out your mouth. It's like, yo, you keep his name out your mouth. And I was like, man, whatever, man. I'm a journalist too, a journalist right there. Was like, keep his name out your mouth, F.A. You know, I was going to put on something else anyway. You know what I'm saying? I only need to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? That's my decision, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was going to talk about something else anyway. I wasn't even in my lineup. You're lucky I'm done with that, covering that. Baby, go check the windows. Ah! I'm gone, y'all. I got nothing but love for you. I'll see you on the next one. Hey, I keep it real. Hey, that's different. Those are Mexican drug cartels. It's that Jamal Green I'm running from. Roland. One guy that want to talk to you. All right. Thanks for watching, y'all.